guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. We've got Nalu under here feeding at the moment. I'm doing a very different video today. I've never recorded in my bed, but here we are. I thought I would switch things up a little bit since I've been doing vlogs so much lately, but just life with a newborn, it's the easiest thing to film. But yeah, I thought I'd switch things up a little bit and show you guys our nighttime routine slash how we get our 6-week-old to sleep through the night. And I've had so many questions from my mum friends who have 3-month-olds, 8-month-olds, asking me how I get my 6-week-old to sleep through the night. And it has not been easy, to say the least. We have read a lot of books, well, not a lot of books, we read a few books and got advice from parents and done a lot of research to get our newborn to this stage. I'm not gonna make this intro super long, so let's just get straight into the video. So I'm actually starting this video right here, right now, with our 5:30 p.m. feed. And one thing that we learned from Baby Wise, which is a book that we absolutely love and swear by, is to go by a feed, wake, sleep cycle. And that is to make sure you're giving your baby a full feeding as soon as they wake up, having a little bit of wake time, and then going straight back to sleep. This has helped us keep to a good schedule, and that is like a schedule of feeding her every 3 to 4 hours. I won't let her go any longer than 4 hours unless it's nighttime. And on these feedings, we're making sure we're giving her a 100% full feed, and that is 10 to 15 minutes on one side, 10 to 15 minutes on the other side. Or if you're pumping or giving your baby formula, then just making sure you're giving them a full feed. So if I'm pumping, which sometimes I do, I will make sure I'm giving her like 150 mils, so making sure she's getting a making sure she's getting a 100% full feeding to keep her sustained until the next 3 to 4 hours. And a lot of parents go wrong in this area where they just let their baby snack. So just let them feed for 5 minutes or 10 minutes, and then they're hungry again in the next hour, or hungry again in the next hour and a half to 2 hours, or whatever it is. And that's what makes moms so exhausted, is when they're feeding their baby every 1 to 2 hours. But the problem is they're only getting little snacks, so they're going to be hungry in the next hour, and then they're only sleeping for 5 to 10 minutes. And parents wonder, oh, why is my baby waking up every hour, or why is my baby constantly hungry? It's because you're not giving them 100% full feeding. So yeah, this is the #1 top tip to have a good schedule, is to give your baby full feedings every single time. And yes, your baby will want full feedings maybe every hour, every 2 hours when they're going through a growth spurt, or when they're going through a leap or something like that. She is going through her 6-week-old growth spurt at the moment, so she is very fussy. She hasn't really been to schedule, but there's going to be times like that. This does not work 100% all of the time, and every baby's different as well. There's not a one-size-fits-all schedule or whatever for every single baby. Every baby is different, every baby has different fussy periods or whatever. So this is just what works for us. It may not work for you, but hopefully this will help some people. Yeah, so 5:30 p.m. feed time. Sometimes it will range from 5 to 5:30. It is currently 5:15 at the moment, so she's feeding 15 minutes earlier, but that is completely fine, gives me time to film. So straight after feeding time, we have started as of today to do bath time at night. And usually I would do this throughout the day, but I've noticed she absolutely loves bath time. It's one of her favorite times. Yeah, she enjoys the bath. It calms her down. She hates getting out of the bath though. That's one thing we've noticed. But yeah, she enjoys the bath. It soothes her. She has fun splashing around. She loves the warm water. And this is something that can soothe a lot of babies, but also some babies hate bath time. So just depending on what your baby likes, oh, that's Carl sneezing. Just depending on what your baby likes and enjoys, I definitely suggest to do that at bedtime before they go to bed. So just things that calm them down and soothe them. So straight after bath time, we'll get her out, get her dried, get her in her PJs, and then we'll do some light, gentle playtime. So nothing too intense where it's really waking her up and overstimulating her. That's one thing you do not want to do before bed, is overstimulation. So I will walk her around the house or sing her a song. Maybe we'll read a book, or put her in her swing because she loves her swing and it kind of makes her a little bit sleepy. But yeah, one thing she really enjoys is us walking her around the house, making sure the lights are very dim. This is one thing that's super important. You do not want your baby to have bright lights right before bed because it can overstimulate them. They're looking around and looking at the lights. She loves to look at lights. If we're sitting her near a window or something, she'll just stare at the light and she loves it, but it really wakes her up. So we want to make sure it's nice and dim. You kind of want to set the mood for bedtime. And then around 7 p.m, that's when it's bedtime. So we will swaddle her and put her straight to bed. So one thing that is super controversial is letting your baby cry it out. And we don't exactly do that at this stage because she's still quite little, but we'll make sure we put her in her bassinet when she's not necessarily asleep but quite sleepy. So when she's kind of drowsy, like when she's dozing off, her eyes are getting really heavy, we'll put her in her bassinet. And that is just to make sure she's learning to self-soothe and helping her go to sleep on her own in her bassinet. So we're not rocking her to sleep, or I'm not nursing her to sleep. We're putting her down when she's almost asleep, and then she'll go to sleep in her bassinet. And sometimes she won't and she will start crying. So one thing that we have started doing is letting her cry for a total of 3 minutes and teaching her to self-soothe and put herself back to sleep. Yeah, we don't want her to get into a habit of us soothing her to sleep or rocking her to sleep. So we're putting her in her bed half asleep. Sometimes she'll cry. Sometimes it will be for that total 3 minutes, or sometimes she will put herself to sleep within those 3 minutes. And that is something that we really want her to do, is learn to put herself to sleep. We found that that is really working, and it's getting less and less time. Like the other night, it was like the middle of the night feed, and she started crying about 10 seconds after I put her down. We let her cry, and within probably about 20 seconds she stopped and put herself to sleep. So you don't exactly have to go and pick your baby up and walk around and try and get them back to sleep. That's not always the case. If you let them cry for just a little bit, they will usually put themselves to sleep. Obviously, unless you have been picking them up and soothing them to sleep for a very long time, probably they've gotten to the habit of that, which isn't a bad thing. Like, I mean, all to their own, and if you enjoy doing that, that is completely fine. That is up to you. But for us, we really value our sleep. I love my sleep, so whatever we can do to help her self-soothe and get her to sleep quicker is the way that we're gonna go. So bedtime, 7 p.m, she will usually go to sleep within 10 minutes or straight away, depending on how her nighttime routine has gone. And then at 8:30, we'll wake her up for her last feed. Sometimes she'll wake up at 8:30, sometimes we have to wake her up. And there's nothing wrong with waking a sleeping baby. Some people say never wake a sleeping baby, but we do. It's really hard, and I hate waking her up, but this is something we gotta do if we want our full night's sleep. So I'll wake her up at 8:30 and give her another full feed. So at this feed, I will pump a bottle. And if you're breastfeeding and your baby is amazing at breastfeeding, then you can just breastfeed, but we choose to, for her last bottle, for me to pump a full 150 to 200 mils. And this is a massive feeding for her, but she will take the whole thing. She is a big growing baby and she loves her food. So we give her a full feed and give her a bottle at her last feed. So we know how much she's drinking and making sure she's getting that full feed. So during this time, we won't have conversations with her. We won't be all up in her face, making sure the lights are still very dim, just keeping things very chill and zened out, so to say. We won't, you know, make the lights really bright or have loud conversations or anything like that during this time. It's kind of, as there's a mum on YouTube that called this a business feed, which I have kind of gone by now. So this is technically a business feed. So straight to business, straight back to bed. It's just feed and sleep. So no wake time, no play time. So we will feed her at 8:30, straight back to bed at 9 p.m. And then usually she will wake up around 3:30 to 4 o'clock. So this will be her middle of the night feed. Sometimes she will completely sleep through the night, which is amazing, but sometimes she will wake up for a 3:30 to 4 o'clock feed, depending on how things go throughout the day. But sometimes she will sleep right throughout the night and usually wake up around 5:45 to 6 a.m, which is incredible for a 6-week-old. I feel like the routine we've put her on has really helped, and now we're getting incredible sleep. But as I said at the start of the video, this isn't a one-size-fits-all schedule or routine. All babies are different, but I hope this at least helps one of you. If it does, then my job is done. But yeah, this is just what has worked for us and really, really helped save our sleep. We're getting around 8 to 9 hours a night and it is amazing. But as I said, I definitely recommend the book Baby Wise. If you haven't heard of it, I will link it below. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this week's video. It's a little bit different, but don't forget to give this video, if you did like it, a big thumbs up, comment down below, and subscribe to my channel, and don't forget to hit that notification bell. And don't forget to hit that notification bell so you guys know every single time I post. But I love you all and I hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you next week. Bye! Mwah.